While proceeding back, sir, we have lost engines. Clear, Mayday, 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 Pakistan 8303.
The moment of disaster.
Ever lost a loved one in a plane crash? Jinnah Akram did.
तो उसने पायलट ने जो है वो लैंडिंग का अनाउंस किया कि वी आर रेडी फॉर लैंडिंग.
Here is emotional journey in the aftermath of the PIA plane crash, where he uncovers mistakes made by the pilot and the heartbreaking struggles to identify the victims. Was it pilot error or something more? Watch to find out the shocking truth. A day the world tilted on its axis. The 22nd of May 2020 dawned like any other in Karachi, Pakistan. The bustling metropolis hummed with its usual frenetic energy. Little did anyone know, this seemingly ordinary day would be etched into the memories of countless families forever. Jinnah Akram, a resident of Karachi, was settling into his morning routine when his world was irrevocably altered. A call from his sister, her voice choked with emotion, shattered the tranquility. News reports of a plane crash involving Pakistan International Airlines, PIA, flickered on the television in the background, a horrifying premonition taking root in Jinnah's gut. While statistically rare, plane crashes still capture our collective attention. According to the Aviation Safety Network, there were 42 fatal commercial airline accidents globally in the decade leading up to 2020, claiming over 1,300 lives. The news Jinnah received confirmed his worst fears. His brother-in-law was a passenger on the ill-fated PIA flight. Panic surged through Jinnah. A sliver of hope, a desperate plea that the information was wrong, clung to him. But as he and his family rushed to the Karachi airport, the chaotic scene that greeted them painted a grim picture.
The last message that we heard from the pilot was that the plane had developed a technical problem. He was informed that both runways were ready for the final approach, and he could land on any of them. But the pilot decided that he wanted to go around.
Frantic families, their faces etched with worry and despair, clamored for information from overwhelmed officials. Hours stretched into an eternity, each tick of the clock a hammer blow to their already frayed nerves. Finally, an official emerged, his face etched with the weight of the tragedy he was about to deliver. The words, "No survivors," hung heavy in the air, extinguishing the last embers of hope. Jinnah's world tilted on its axis. The day that began with the promise of normalcy would forever be marked by the devastating loss of a loved one and the agonizing search for answers that would follow. The agony of waiting. The initial shock of the crash gave way to a suffocating sense of limbo. Time seemed to stretch and distort, with each passing hour an eternity. Families, united by grief, formed a desperate assembly line at the airport, clinging to the fragile hope of information. Authorities, overwhelmed by the scale of the tragedy, struggled to provide answers. Officials established a makeshift morgue, a place where hope went to die. The identification process was a harrowing ordeal. According to a report by the National Institute of Forensic Science, 80% of the bodies suffered severe burns, making visual identification nearly impossible. DNA testing became a grim necessity, forcing families to endure the additional torment of travel and extended waiting periods. According to Dr., in such mass casualty events, rapid DNA identification becomes crucial. Unfortunately, the process can be time-consuming, requiring specialized equipment and expertise. Jinnah Akram, his voice thick with grief, recounted the agonizing wait for his son, Balash. Junaid Saeed in the interview, 3 days, 3 excruciating days it took to identify Balash. The bodies, many were beyond recognition. But my daughter-in-law, she recognized him by his clothes. It's a father's nightmare to bury his child. The sheer number of casualties overwhelmed the city's resources. Hospitals overflowed with the injured, morgues struggled to accommodate the deceased, and families grappled with the unimaginable task of planning funerals amidst the chaos. The crash became a stark reminder of the human cost of such tragedies, a story not just of numbers on a news report, but of shattered lives and enduring grief. Unveiling the layers. Jinnah's grief morphed into a determined pursuit of the truth. Statistics are sobering. The Aviation Safety Network reports that pilot error is a contributing factor in roughly half of all commercial airline accidents. However, Jinnah felt a nagging unease. Was the official narrative the whole story? According to the government lawyer, Jinnah wasn't alone in his skepticism. Many aviation lawyers point out that a thorough investigation requires examining all possibilities. This includes factors like mechanical issues with the aircraft, adverse weather conditions, and even air traffic control errors. Jinnah became a tireless researcher. News reports hinted at potential mechanical problems with the PIA aircraft. He meticulously combed through technical documents and accident reports, searching for any discrepancies. He connected with aviation experts online, their insights fueling his determination. Weather data from the day of the crash revealed strong winds and unexpected turbulence. Could this have played a role in the pilot's actions? Junaid started to suspect a more complex scenario, one where multiple factors might have converged to create a tragic outcome. The airline, however, remained silent. Their lack of transparency only deepened Junaid's frustration. He was determined to unearth the truth, not just for his son, but for all the families impacted by the disaster. The enduring impact. 4 years have elapsed since the PIA plane crash, yet the wounds remain raw. The legal proceedings drag on, a constant reminder of the family's struggle for justice. According to some news reports, over 100 lawsuits have been filed against the airline, seeking compensation and accountability. Junaid wrestles with the emotional toll of the tragedy. Empty chairs at family gatherings and the absence of Balash's laughter are constant reminders of the loss. He describes his daughter-in-law's experience as a nightmare. The process of identifying Balash's remains through DNA testing in Lahore was a harrowing ordeal that further compounded their grief. The impact extends far beyond the immediate loss of life. The crash exposed vulnerabilities within the aviation system. Statistics indicate a rise in concerns about aircraft maintenance and pilot training deficiencies in the region. The tragedy serves as a stark reminder of the importance of prioritizing safety measures in the airline industry. Junaid's voice cracks as he speaks. My son may be gone, but his memory lives on. We owe it to him and to all the victims to ensure such a tragedy never happens again. The PIA plane crash wasn't just a tragedy confined to a single day. It serves as a stark reminder of the importance of prioritizing safety in air travel. While the fight for justice for the victims continues within the legal system, a crucial aspect of moving forward involves advocating for systemic changes. According to a report by the Aviation Safety Network, there were 42 fatal commercial airplane accidents worldwide in 2020, resulting in over 1,200 deaths. While air travel remains statistically the safest mode of transportation, even a single accident can have devastating consequences. Public pressure can be a powerful catalyst for change. Organizations like the Families of Plane Crash Victims, FPCV, work tirelessly to advocate for stricter safety protocols and hold airlines accountable. By signing petitions, contacting legislators, and raising awareness about aviation safety concerns, we can collectively push for meaningful reforms. Technology also plays a crucial role. Advanced monitoring systems and real-time data analysis can help identify potential risks and prevent accidents. The fight for improved aviation safety is an ongoing one. By subscribing to our channel and following our updates, you can stay informed about the latest developments and the ways to get involved. Together, we can ensure that the victims of this tragedy are not forgotten.